All right, folks, tonight we're going to jump right into the 1963 Epiphone Inspired by Gibson Custom Dove. It is one of 4 Epiphone Inspired by Gibsons that I own, and one of 2 of the Inspired by Gibson Customs that I own. So the Inspired by Gibson line started over in Indonesia. I have the J45 from Indonesia. I have the Inspired by Gibson Hummingbird from Indonesia, which I dearly love. I have the pre-war J200 Inspired by Gibson Custom Epiphone. And I have the 1963 Dove Inspired by Gibson Custom Epiphone. You're about to hear the cream of the crop for the Inspired by Gibson Custom lineup that I own, which is only the 200 pre-war and this Dove. But I will say it's going to be awfully hard for somebody to beat this Dove in that lineup. I've heard great things about the Banner J45, heard great things about the Hummingbird, but hey, I heard great things about the pre-war J200. Not saying it's not a good guitar. It is. It sounds good. It just doesn't sound like a pre-war J200. It doesn't even get close to a pre-war Gibson J200. Doesn't make it a bad guitar, but I was hoping it would inch its way towards that Gibson model, but it didn't. This Dove, on the other hand, I played 4 various Gibson Dove issues a couple of weeks ago in a guitar store. This Epiphone 1963 Inspired by Gibson Custom Dove, in my personal opinion, sounds better than any of the 4 Gibsons that I picked up in that guitar store. Gibson Doves, okay? Bailey Brothers in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, they've got a lot of Gibson Doves hanging on that wall. And I played at least 4 Doves in that store. I would have chosen this guitar over those. And you know, those are amazingly built guitars. But I'm going to put the specs up on this and let you look at that for a moment. And then we're going to jump into the playing. I'm not going to make a long video tonight. However, I do want to remind everybody, I'm going to drop a link in the channel to the 50s Gibson J45 giveaway that we're doing on the channel for Veterans Day, for a special veteran or a Gold Star family member. I'm going to drop a link in this video to that video. The rules are almost non-existent other than you're either a veteran or a family member of a Gold Star veteran. And I give all the details in that video. And folks, it's only 12, 13 minutes or something like that long. You don't have to subscribe to the channel. You don't have to like a video, any of that. You just need to email me at a special email address that I set up. I'll cover it in that video. Let's make a veteran or a Gold Star family member something memorable this Veterans Day. All right, folks. Specs on the guitar. I'm going to put those up if I haven't already. I want you to see what this guitar is. Kluson waffleback tuners. These are actual Klusons. They used the finest materials on this guitar, as I believe they have done on all the Inspired by Gibson custom lines. But keep in mind, folks, I've only seen like 2 reviews so far on the internet of any of these Inspired by Customs where it wasn't a shop selling them. And I love shops, and I love it when they do the reviews. I can hear the guitars. But I have to start looking at facial expressions when they're playing the guitars now, because They are selling them. That does kind of matter, okay? I'm not selling anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to hopefully help you buy a guitar right the first time, okay? That's all I'm trying to do. Give you my opinion to save you a lot of grief, hopefully. But it doesn't mean you're going to like every guitar that I like. But for those of you that have up to this point, you see this dove right here? Wow. That's all I got to say, folks. This is the cream of the crop out of that Qingdao China factory. All right, everybody, let me know in the comments what you think. I tried to get it to come through when I mixed this from what I'm hearing. It does have a pickup system in it, LR bags. I don't care. I'm not going to plug it in. But I thought it had the most amazing tone of anything I've played. It's a little bolder than the Epiphone. It's a lot bolder than the Epiphone Hummingbird that I've got. The Inspired by Gibson Hummingbird. But both those guitars now are my two favorite Epiphones on the Inspired by Gibson line. Obviously, the Excellente doesn't fit in there because that's a master-built factory guitar, and it is one fine instrument. I still recommend those Epiphone Excellentes, folks. Wow, what a guitar those things are. Let me know in the comments what you think. I tried to make this as short as Randy's Rhythm could possibly make a video. When it comes to making them short, I don't tend to do that. But I do want you to know I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope this video helps you out. Much love your direction. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you next time.